Alrighty, boys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I messed up that order, but it is what it is. This is, of course, your boy Bernie here on The Charge, giving it to you live here on YouTube. So again, guys, sorry for the cringy intro right there, but just had to take care of some things. Let me get back on the camera, see my beautiful mug. The hair, not so much, but anyway, guys, we are here today to talk about probably one of the crazier games that I saw over the weekend or over the week so far. I think a lot of people, I know that the NCAA is not what it once was for some people, where you woke up every Saturday, you watched an NCAA game or anything like that. But I still think that the NCAA tournament, because I think anything in a tournament form is just so enticing, right? A win and you're in, or like a win and you're out, like a one-on-one game, or a game where basically, you can basically be out after one game. It's something that's exciting to a lot of people. And the reason why it's exciting to a lot of people, if I can get a shout out for if I can get a sponsorship, that'd be great. But the reason why I'm so invested into the NCAA tournament right now is because in the first time in what seems like maybe the 90s, where I feel like a lot of the top prospects are in the tournament. Obviously, I actually misspoke. Zaire Williams, I believe, is injured, so he was not in the tournament, and Stanford lost by double digits, I believe, to California. So unfortunately, they will not be in the tournament, but it is still a fun tournament to watch. Nevertheless, we actually had a great game, and the game that I'll talk about in just a second is, of course, the game with Cade Cunningham and West Virginia. Again, West Virginia, a very well-coached team, has actually two good players on that squad. Let me find out what their names are. I don't want to disrespect them. Give me 1 second. Let's see, West Virginia basketball. And the only reason why I want to shout them out is because they actually had a great game today against Oklahoma State. And if I can find their names, let me see if I can find it. Derek Culliver, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Derek Culliver, and I believe Miles McBride. So shout out to those two. Those two are actually really good players. I love watching them. They actually did really well today. And the reason why I'm titling this stream, Cade is the Savior, is a franchise savior, he's the real deal, is because when you watch that game, when you see some of the highlights that I'm about to show you in a second, it's going to make you think that a lot of teams are going to try and vie to get this guy. I think the Timberwolves last season made a mistake by not taking LaMelo Ball, a guy with so much poise, so much talent, so much potential, in the same way that I see Cade Cunningham, maybe more so Cade Cunningham as a scorer than a passer, where I feel like LaMelo is more of a passer. But I feel like taking a long athletic guard is the way to go. And I just think that, in my opinion, the Timberwolves made a mistake. But, they better not make a mistake this time around, because, look, I think Cade Cunningham's the real deal. I think he's good, and we'll talk about it in just 1 second. In the meantime, before we do talk about that, please remember to hit that like button. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because remember, the more likes, the more subscribed, the more people are wanting to watch the content, and that's what we're all here about. We're here to watch some content, watch some great basketball, and also discuss that basketball as well. So like I said, please remember to hit your like buttons, your subscribe buttons, and let's get into today's highlight, brought to you by The Charge. No, not really. It actually brought to you by the Big 12 Conference. Shout out. So let's get going into the live scene. And again, guys, we're here to talk some Big 12 basketball. Obviously, we got Cade Cunningham here, forefront and center. Should be the consensus #1 overall pick. If he is not, by any team's imagination, if someone does not take him #1, they are probably making the biggest mistake. I don't really put my name out on a player normally, but when it comes to guys like Luka and Trae Young, I will put my name out on those type of players because I think that they're just that good. And so I even said it back 2 years ago. I'm going to say it with LaMelo Ball. I've felt the same way about Tyrese Halliburton now. And Cade Cunningham gives me the same exact vibe as those guys who are very, they're leaders. They command the floor, and they show you why they are worth the price of admission. So let's us see these highlights really quick from Oklahoma versus West Virginia. And again, we won't be listening to any of the music so we don't get copyright stricken. We'll kind of watch a little bit of highlights. Again, shout out to, like I said, McBride and Culliver. Two of their star players for West Virginia played really well. Again, we're going to watch this. Good extra passing. I think Cade Cunningham's passing ability and the way that he moves the rock really shines here in these highlights. Again, more of an attacking guard, though, will definitely score on people. Again, coming off that screen before it gets doubled. Since he's 6'7", already so tall, adds some, add some dynamic to his offense. And you see there that he's able to get the pass off and make the extra pass, and boom. Again, this might be a situation where you could see a situation like with Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State. They could potentially, make it to the Sweet 16 at least. Good job by Culliver, I believe. That's Culliver making a great and one layup. Again, this was a great game to watch. So if you guys didn't watch it, we're going to kind of rewatch it right now with me. Set up some great plays. I think West Virginia is well coached. They actually had some great plays drawn up for some of their players. Again, great extra pass. Boom. Hits the layup. Probably could have made the extra pass over to the corner, but again, it is what it is. Again, we're going to see here, once again, Oklahoma steps into a three. Everyone's just guarding Cade Cunningham like he is, the player that he is, right? The guy that's able to make so many adjustments, guy that, a lot of people are worried about offensively. So they're like, okay, let's just make sure that we get him covered. And again, you're going to see this sort of 3-point shot. Boom, gets the shot off quick, hits it. Again, his 3-point shot is already so impressive. I like it a lot. It looks good. Again, great pass. Go ahead, deflection leads to the steal, and then leads to the layup. The nice reverse layup. Let's watch that layup one more time. Whoop! That's a great layup, man. That's something I wish I could do on a frequent basis. But again, here's your steal. Again, great on, I believe this is McBride, who just, I'm not sure if you count that as a dunk on or anything like that, but that was a great dunk by him. Leads to the transition with the block here. Good bounce pass, fundamental. And that's the thing with Cade Cunningham. You're getting a fundamentally great player at 6'7" who's able to do a lot of things. Again, here comes Culliver. Good Euro to the finish. Again, probably a bad decision by that guard. Boom. Culliver with a great dunk. Again, they hit some tough threes. Like, this is the thing with West Virginia. They're going to hit some tough threes. They're going to get in your face, and they're going to do a really good job of it. So you got to make sure that you pay attention to that sort of situation at hand. Again, we got there. Nice play. Hits the three. Bang. The thing, like I said, with Cade Cunningham, you're getting a fundamentally great player. And to me, what I don't understand really, in my opinion, is that I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves made a huge mistake in not getting LaMelo Ball. So I hope that they don't make the same mistake here and don't take a guy. Look at this pass. This to me is the high level IQ pass of a lifetime, because look at the way that the defense plays it here. Let me see if I can rewind it for you. Let's rewind it just a little bit. This to me is high level IQ. Comes off a ball screen, doesn't see anything off a handoff, comes off of it. You see the help side guy over here, down below, basically caught in no man's land. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to stop this pick and roll, which you already have this guy doing. This guy, they're kind of just like icing the ball screen. And then you see here, Cade kind of going up for it, trying to get this guy to lift up. And then boom, this guy's open right in the corner, booty naked wide open, hits that jumper. He should definitely hit that 10 times out of 10. And that's a great IQ play, realizing that the help side defender didn't stay with his man and basically kicks it out to him for an easy bucket. Again, here, offensively, so gifted at 6'7". Like I said, it's easy to hit that at 6'7", to kind of hit those passes. Let me just make sure I'm on the highlight reel again. But that doesn't mean that West Virginia is going to go away. West Virginia is a greatly coached team, like I said, great players, all this other type of stuff that we know in West Virginia to become about. Big three going into the second. This is a tight game. This is where, Oklahoma had a little bit of lead. Then they start to lose it a little bit. Nice shot. A smart play drawn out by the coach. I mean, I think I want to say they're not in a zone here. They're more in the man defense. And you see here that basically what the play is going to be is that this small guy, hang on just 1 second. Just want to make sure that we are live on the other platforms really quick. Just then we will get going with it. Let's see here. Okay, cool. We are live. I want to say they're not in a zone here. They're more in the man defense. And you see here that basically what the play is going to be is that this small guy, Hang on just 1 second. Just want to make sure that we are live on the other platforms really quick. That okay, we are live. Perfect. So I'll kind of this play basically you'll have this guy set basically a down screen for him, but instead of him coming up to receive it, they're actually going to do sort of a little bit of an elevator here. And if you guys don't know what elevator means, basically you kind of set a double screen for the two guards, and as soon as your guard comes through, they set a double screen, and that's kind of why we call it the elevator play. And again, they kind of set an elevator perfectly here. Again, kind of set it down to the side. And, as soon as this guy gets screened down, number 13 is switched on to number 12, but doesn't do a very good job of communicating that with number 22 here, where number 22 really should have been the one to go out. And it looks like, this guy was trying to set him one, but this guy kind of just stayed in the paint, didn't really do too much. And then again, leads number 13 to chase around, try to go get it, and then boom, you see the 3-point hit, bang, gives them a 1-point lead. And then again, you're gonna see a tough bucket here. Again, try to overplayed. And again, the help side for them is just non-existent. I know you're worried about 22, but this guy should have really been in there for the help. And again, just came in too late, and they ended up costing them basically, 72-69. They need a 3-point shot to win it. Number 12 has been hitting it for them, so they hit it again. Misses it. Saves it. 22 gets it. Doesn't get the shot off in time. Too many pump fakes. Doesn't make it. Game over. And Oklahoma State survives and wins this game when they were up by 10. Even though West Virginia, like I said, they played a great job. They did a great job. And you see the agonizing defeat on this man. But again, the reason why I bring up this is because I think Cade Cunningham is the real deal. Like I said, it's 6'7", about almost 200 pounds. This kid is probably one of the best prospects that I've seen in a minute. I kind of honestly compare him to like a LaMelo Ball, even though LaMelo Ball plays a different style than him. He, like I said, is more aggressive, will attack, but also has the passing ability as well. But I mean, when you watch him play, when you watch Cade Cunningham play, you're seeing a great player. You're seeing someone that will actually take initiative, take the stand, and actually do something with it. And that's the reason why I think he's the number one pick. I know a lot of my Gonzaga fans will probably say Jalen Suggs, or even some people are, thinking that Evan Mobley could be up there at number one. But look, whether it's the Timberwolves, the Cavaliers, it doesn't matter. This kid is the number one pick. Whenever I see the highlights of this kid, whenever I watch a game of Cade Cunningham's, I am not left disappointed. And whether that's the first half or second half, Jalen Suggs disappointed me a little bit in the first half of that Gonzaga game, but he finally showed up and stepped up in the second half. So I have to, eat my eat crow is kind of I think the phrase that they use. But I have to eat my crow there because I understand that Jalen Suggs is, the way that he is a quarterback first. In terms of he played the quarterback position for so long at Minnehaha Academy, and then eventually became a basketball player, decided to stick to it. And you saw the impact of Jalen Suggs. But this kid, to me, has so much potential, man. He gives me LaMelo Ball potential vibes. I mean, if we even look at an NBA mock draft, really quick, NBA mock draft of 2021, and we kind of look at kind of want to look at more so the maybe we'll go draft that. And Cade Cunningham is the consensus number one pick. Then it's Jalen Suggs. Then he even got Kuminga at 3. Then he got Jalen Green. He got Evan Mobley. I mean, if everything shapes out the way that this mock draft does, then I think you could potentially see the same thing where Evan Mobley at 5, Jalen Green at 4, Kuminga at 3, Suggs at 2, and Cade Cunningham at 1. But, when it comes to the NBA, take-a-thon, I mean, this kid is so good. Scores 20 points per game, and this is, of course, per 36, but we can even look at the points per game. I think one of the highest besides the kid from UConn, or there might be, another player, but in terms of, top prospects, Cade Cunningham's right up there with 9.7 points, 6.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, again, 1.4 steals. So his innate ability to steal the ball in the open court, in defense-wise, half-court settings, this kid has the potential to be an all-around triple threat player. And I think that he is that good. I mean, we can even look at some of his stats. I do think that the 4.3 turnovers, to me, is a little a little scary. I mean, we can even compare the top guards between these two. Again, Jalen Suggs. Talk about Cade Cunningham. Both guys have played about 20 games. You know, Jalen Suggs a little under 28. And again, both these guys have different roles on their team. I know that Gonzaga is a little bit more stacked than the others. Gonzaga, you know, it's easier for Jalen Suggs to be more of a passer than I would say it is for Cade Cunningham, where Cade Cunningham is basically a solo man. But again, the turnovers to me are kind of the concerning part. 4.4. Jalen Suggs at 3.5. And again, you see the 3-point percentage for Cade Cunningham's about 42%, which again, shooting 42% from an even deeper college line, that just bodes well for him. I mean, I think the college 3-point line now is the FIBA line, which of course FIBA is a couple inches away from the actual NBA line. So again, I see this as a W for Cade Cunningham, shooting 42% from three. I think that's going to carry over into the NBA. Obviously, before people get crazy about it, I understand Lonzo Ball was the same exact way, but I think Cade Cunningham's a little different because he's actually the guy that has to take many more shots. Again, takes about 2.1 to 5 3-pointers a game, shoots about 14 times a game, which is 2 more than Jalen Suggs, which again can affect the usage rate and the percentages. And again, you know, I think that both players are good, but when it comes to Cade Cunningham, man, I think he's the real deal. I think he's going to do a great job. And again, I think Minnesota is going to be looking at basically the next savior for their franchise. They're going to need it too, because I think when I watch the games, when I see everything, Minnesota needs a guard that's able to not only score but also assist the rock. And I don't think that D'Angelo Russell does that for them. I think D'Angelo Russell is more of a 2. In the future when they decide to kind of move on and kind of pick new teams. In terms of will they trade D'Lo, will they keep D'Lo? That's going to be the biggest question mark. And woo, look at me, I am almost invisible. Forgot to turn on my light. But anyway, we look at the draft room again. Cade Cunningham, they call him Luka Light. Nah, I'm not sure about Luka Light, but like I said, I think he's a triple threat at 6'8", 7 foot. 7 foot and a half wingspan. This kid, like I said, 220, 6'8". This kid already has an NBA body. And I know that there may be some like concerns because he might be like in the same category as like Andrew Wiggins. But this man has a different motor. This guy, to me, when I look at Cade Cunningham, he to me is like so. He doesn't even play hard. It's almost LaMelo Ball-esque in the way that he plays in terms of it doesn't look like he's going hard, but like it's so effortless and flawless that you can see the potential that he has and see the potential of, you know, easily scoring the rock, easily doing the things that he does. And again, I think this kid is the real deal. I think he can be a great player that could really help a franchise. And I think if the T-Wolves are smart, if they are smart, and if they do get the number 1 pick, if the Pistons get the number 1 pick, if the Rockets get the number 1 pick, if the Magic or the Kings, well, maybe not the Kings because they already have 2 players, but Pistons, Rockets, T-Wolves, you best be smart and take Cade Cunningham. And again, there's no consolation prize with Jalen Green or even Jalen Suggs. I do think that Jalen Suggs would be a better player in the long term. I know that the Pistons are looking to build off of, what was the kid's name for Detroit? Oh, what was the kid's name? He played overseas, played in Germany. It's going to upset me that I can't think of it right now. Now I got to look this up. Give me 1 second, everybody. Let's see here. Killian Hayes. There we go. Killian Hayes, again, in that same category. You know, you have Killian Hayes and Jalen Green. That could be a good, nice little 1-2 combo. Then you got Evan Mobley. Again, kind of like a more mobile LaMarcus Aldridge, Chris Bosh. We'll see how that turns out. He's going to be in the tournament, so I'm excited about that. You know, the only people that are not in the tournament, obviously, are going to be Jalen Green and Kuminga, as they are in the G League. But again, it will be fun to see Scotty Barnes, who will be in there. I believe, I'm not sure if Tennessee's in there or not. I could look at the NCAA, prediction bracket. Kind of looking at it from this perspective, I believe that Tennessee is in. Yeah, they'll be a 5 seed.
Once the pandemic hit, we had nobody coming into the showroom. So
CBS, come on, man. Tennessee is in the tournament, so again, we'll see him as well. UConn, I believe, is going to be in the tournament at a 7 seed against Georgia Tech. Like, we are going to see a lot of great players that are going to come from this draft be in the tournament, and I'm excited for it. You know, this is the first time in a minute where I feel like there's a lot of hype on these players. There's a lot of hype on Jalen Suggs. There's a lot of hype on Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, because before, you know, we get the number 1 pick, you know, unless it was that Kentucky team or Duke, you usually never saw them in the tournament. But now we're seeing more and more that teams are going to be in the tournament with these players. I see that Cade Cunningham is leading the charge at Oklahoma State with the team that, in my opinion, is not as talented in terms of like doesn't have like NBA talent around them. Where I feel like as Gonzaga does, I feel like Evan Mobley, you know, himself carrying the team UNC to there. And again, it will be interesting to watch all these teams, all these players contribute to this. And again, I think Cade Cunningham's the real deal. I think he's a great player, and I'm looking forward to watching more of Cade Cunningham in the near future. We got Keon Johnson, you got Jaden Springer, again, a couple guys that are from Tennessee that are going to be making the board. You know, you got Zaire Williams, again, going to be in there. We'll see how he does. You know, he's been banged up this season. Hopefully, you know, it's not a bad sign for him. You got Jalen Johnson, Corey Kispert, kind of like that Joe Harris, it looks like, Martell Webster. And again, I like what I'm seeing from all these guys, and especially like what I'm seeing from Cade and Jalen Suggs. I think Jalen Suggs, Chauncey Billups, and Brandon Roy comparisons, I don't think Brandon Roy was ever that springy. I think Brandon Roy was a great player. He was a great, you know, kind of slasher, great shooter as he developed. Unfortunately, the knees just didn't hold up for him, which sucks because, like I said, he would have been a great, you know, I think he could have been playing even now to this day. But, you know, I want to see a little bit more from some of these guys. And I do think that Cade Cunningham has the potential to be that special player. We'll see what happens. Like I said, you know, this is going to be a fun game to watch. This is going to be a fun tournament to watch. Like I said, with so much talent in the NBA, with so much talent in the NCAA tournament, I expect a lot of great things from each and every one. And again, you know, there's still some great tournaments to be seen, and we're going to be looking forward to watching those tournaments from here on out. And again, you know, I think Cade Cunningham has that awesome ability to maybe even make the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. With the way that he plays, the way that he's able to get double teamed, allows open guys, 6'7", 6'8", allowed to oversee the defense, throws it to the people, and then you see a little bit more of a better situation from those people. NBA Top Shot. Still upset about NBA Top Shot, by the way, but that's another story for another day. And again, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing all these players in action. I'm not sure if James Boatwright has been playing. Let me see if they played yesterday or not, because I would actually love to watch their highlights. Again, a sophomore. I know that a lot of people worry about sophomores. But again, I think people are kind of overhyping that. Let's see here. They played against Georgetown the other day. Shout out to Swish for this. He's number 2, obviously. Nice little doubles ball screen, turns it down. Again, open lane, able to just go by with ease. And again, let's see here. See if we can't get him open. Again, good down screen. Again, looking pretty good. 21 points against Georgetown. Obviously, Georgetown, I think they moved on to the next round, actually, in the Big East tournament. You know, it's been a minute since we saw, like, the Big East kind of be relevant. I know that, I can't remember. There's actually one team in the Big East that I'm interested in, just because it is a team that my sister went to college to, and I kind of want to see how they did today. See if they won or lost. They did lose to Seton Hall. That's going to hurt their chances, I think, of making the tournament. That's unfortunate, losing to Seton Hall. Ugh. But it is what it is. Again, Boatwright looking pretty good. And then let's look at Boatwright's stats as we kind of watch the highlight film. Bownight. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Bownight. Averaging 20 points per game, 5 point 5.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 47% from the floor. And again, that's kind of like his gimmick. His game is going to be that. If we kind of look at his seasons for the last two, obviously, probably not as talented, not as highly thought of as a prospect. Last year saw 13. This year shooting 20 points per game. Obviously, a little bit more of the offenses ran through him. 3-point wise, he's about a 34% 3-point shooter, which isn't necessarily that bad, but I would like to see a little bit more improvement in that category. 34% is average in my opinion for an NBA player. I think NBA players probably shoot a little bit better. We can kind of look at Zaire Williams highlights since we won't be seeing him anymore. Again, very athletic. Very athletic indeed. Good find. And we can even look at Zaire Williams' highlight or his stats. And kind of what the injury was for him. Obviously did not play last night, which is unfortunate because I thought he could have. Looks like he played. The last game that he did play was on Wednesday last week in a loss. Only played 2 points, had four turnovers. And again, he doesn't really score that much, 37%, not necessarily the best. But if we kind of look at the stats from the season, if we kind of look at his percentages, again, nothing too crazy. I think that it probably would behoove him to probably go in the draft. I think he's ranked. He's going to be a top 10 projected pick. And again, we'll see what happens with him. I think with the NBA team, he might be able to perform a little bit better. Obviously, watching that Sierra Canyon Academy documentary, if you want to call it, I watched it a little bit with Bronny and all those guys. And what I liked about it is that I think he's a good kid. Obviously has a great heart. I think once he was added to the team, he did add some potential with it in terms of trying to get to the next level. Looks like he got a technical. And again, I think, like I said, I think he's good. But for me, it's going to be more of like a growth and maturity thing. I think he's going to be one of those late bloomers where he may not be that good in college, but I think in the NBA, he'll probably excel. He probably will like the game a little bit more fast paced, up and down, not so many set plays. I'm not sure what Stanford's offense is, but I'm assuming it's not kind of one of those free flowing ones where he can kind of move around a little bit. I think he's probably a little bit more restricted by that. And I think they will see him probably enjoy playing basketball a little bit more in the NBA than I feel like he would playing in college. And that's just my opinion. I do think that he probably will be a guy that enjoys that a little bit more. And a lot of people comparing him to Chris Bosh, kind of like that power forward, small forward role. Got some people in there talking about him. I think for him, it's just going to be the maturity thing. I kind of want to see how he grows and develops. And we'll talk a little bit about this NBA news in just a second. But again, I think Zaire Williams has the package. I think he has the whole deal to become a really good NBA player. I think it's just the growth and maturity for him. And we'll see how he does in the near future as he, continues to grow and develop. It would suck because I really wanted to see him in the tournament. I did want to see him play, but unfortunately that's just not going to be the case today. And again, it will be interesting to see. Again, we will talk about this as the tournament continues. As we see more games, we'll watch and we'll kind of get more clarity on what's going on in the NCAA tournament and who is where and who's doing what. And then that'll be kind of a fun and more exciting situation as it pertains to the NBA, as it pertains to these prospects going into the NBA. And let's move on to kind of the news and rumors of the NBA before we kind of sign out of here. I know that today is not going to be probably the greatest stream in the world, so we'll just kind of go over the news and rumors and we'll kind of get out of here. It looks like the Miami Heat are expressing interest for LaMarcus Aldridge. One thing I forgot to report on last night, as I kind of just took a little bit of a break. I do apologize for this, but LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs have agreed to part ways. I think LaMarcus Aldridge has earned a lot of money. And it's not really about the money, in my opinion. It's more so about getting LaMarcus Aldridge in a situation where he's going to grow and where he's going to like where he is, actually get a chance to win a ring, where I feel like the Spurs are looking at it as we want to move on. We want to get better players, or not better players, excuse me, but more so grow our young players and get them going, because I think there's a huge rebuild happening there. And I think Popovich steps down either this year or next year and gives it to Becky Hammon, where I think the Spurs are going to be they're usually the forefront of the kind of the leaders of the pack. So we'll see how Becky Hammon, as kind of the first female head coach in any professional sports, but especially basketball, how that's going to go. I think a lot of the team respects her. So I would love to see how she does in that role. I would love to see, what she's made of, like what's her offense, what's her philosophy, because I think that, she takes a lot of things from Popovich, but I want to see the twist that she adds to this sort of Popovich system. So again, we could see Becky Hammon be the San Antonio Spurs head coach. And we'll see how that goes from here on out. But going back to the LaMarcus Aldridge story, I do think that LaMarcus Aldridge will end up on the Lakers. They're kind of looking for another scorer. I know it's between them and Drummond, but I think Drummond's going to lean more towards Brooklyn. And we're going to see a whole lot of scenarios in that. And if Brooklyn loses to that team, I don't think there's ever coming back from it. And if the Lakers win against the Brooklyn Nets, I think the legacy for LeBron James is set in stone. So, if the Brooklyn Nets want to form the Monstars over there, we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it goes. And I can't wait for another revenge game where all three guys are healthy. And there's even some concern about Kevin Durant right now, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But for LaMarcus, we'll see where he goes. I could potentially see the Miami Heat getting him, just because the Miami Heat are very they're very veteran heavy. And the way they approach their basketball operations, they like to have more of the veteran players, guys that have actually been in the playoffs. And obviously with the Myers Leonard incident, doesn't help it. The Miami Heat. So, by trading for a guy like Marcus Aldridge, hopefully you get rid of that bad press as the Miami Heat, even though we probably should highlight what Myers Leonard did wrong and really hold him accountable for his actions, and just kind of hopefully he does that, with the training and doing all those things. Again, not here for cancel culture, but just want to make sure that he understands what he did was wrong. Obviously, with some Jewish ancestry in myself, I just want to make sure he understands what he did wrong, and understanding like what the right, or what the history of that word is, if he truly doesn't know what it is. So again, I'm going to take everybody's word at face value. So again, that's the only thing I'll say about that situation. So let's move on to another one. Again, Durant receiving more images on the hamstring next week, unclear of a return date. This to me is going to be an interesting one, because, Kevin Durant has been injured for the longest time. Kevin Durant has been, hurt, and we'll see how he does coming back from injury. Again, I'm really concerned about it if he's not going to be able to come back. It's just kind of one of those things that I was hoping that he was able to come back and get into better shape, get into better situation in terms of body-wise, and get back into playing basketball and really, being with his team, really taking care of himself. But again, you don't want to push it, because he is kind of injury prone at this point. So you just want to make sure that the injuries don't aggravate and add a lot more stress to his body. And again, I'm curious to know what the situation is with Kevin Durant. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys make of Kevin Durant not being able to return yet? And I don't think that there's any timetable set for his return. I would love to know what you guys think about section down below. And then I'm trying to see if there's any other news and rumors that we could talk about. He isn't even participating in 5-on-5 drills. That to me is a little concerning, that the fact that you have a guy that was supposed to only take off until the All-Star break, but it looks like it's going to be even longer. He hasn't played in a month, so that's even more concerning to me. And again, we'll see how that happens. And again, I think Porzingis is on the trade market. I think it's dumb for the Mavericks to do that, but what else are the Mavericks supposed to do at this point? I think they need to start making some moves fast, try to get themselves back into playoff contention and really back into the top 4 seed, where I feel like they should be, but unfortunately they are not in that position for whatever reason. So we'll see what happens. Again, we got the Warriors feeling like they need to maximize Steph Curry's opportunity window for the title. You got Joel Embiid being favorited to win the MVP. And then you got James Wiseman forgetting to take a COVID test, which again, not a great idea. But But other than that, guys, I think that's going to do it here. Again, we'll kind of end here watching a little bit more of Zaire Williams. Again, I like his ability. I like his dunk. Obviously, that was a smart play on him to kind of hit off his back. Guy wasn't paying attention, dunk on it without even setting a play. Again, looks like it's Arizona Stanford playing at the Warriors practice facility. Hits a nice three. Again, deep two. Would like to see that be a three more, but again, it is what it is. Hits the dunk. And again, the reason why we're watching Zaire Williams is because he will be a top 10 pick. I see him having the ability. Like I said, a guy that's probably not meant for college, but more so the NBA. But I do like his choice of Stanford. I think it's a great school. And, when you have the opportunity to go there, why not? Again, grade three. Didn't really, like I said, didn't shoot the three that well. I mean, like I said, we look at his stats. I'm not sure if they have it up here somewhere or if I took him down. I probably did take them down. But I would have loved to seen Stanford in the tournament. Again, this is just the predictions right now. As we look at the predictions for it, VCU, Boise State, Drake, and Syracuse look to be the last four in. And then you got Xavier, St. Louis, Ole Miss, and Utah State being the first four out. And it sucks, like I said, for St. John, who I thought could have definitely made the tournament, but they obviously fell to a team today. I can't remember which team they fell to, but it's kind of disappointing to watch them kind of fall. Not really get into the situation that I like. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it here for the charge. Thank you once again for joining me. Of course, today we talked a lot of Cade Cunningham, talked about in the first 20 minutes. So if you guys are here late, or if anybody's coming in late, or if anybody's just rechecking the stream, it is in the first part of the section. We talk about Cade Cunningham being a savior for an NBA franchise, what he's able to do. We watch his highlights. We look at the size. We look at the height. We look at the NBA mock draft boards. Where is he going? Cade Cunningham is the number one pick, and if the Minnesota Timberwolves are smart, they take him, they have him on his team, and they watch the W's come in as Oklahoma State just survived against West Virginia. A great game. Obviously, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check out the highlights, then come watch this film. We talk about it, we break it down. I even break down a little bit of West Virginia film in terms of what kind of plays that they ran on Oklahoma State to get back in the game. There was a nice little elevator play that they ran that I kind of like. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it here for the charge. Thank you once again for joining me here. Please remember to hit that like button. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Like I said, the more likes and the more subscribe, the more people are going to be wanting to watch the channel and check it out. I do apologize for not streaming last night. I'll make sure to give you guys a heads up as to when I'm not streaming, so that way you guys are aware of when that does not happen. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining. And let me get back to the live soon. And again, guys, like I said, please remember to hit that like button. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Appreciate each and every one of you here on the charge. Like I said, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and basketball opinions. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.